back to the channel, and thank you for tuning in to this episode of Mark's Garage. Today I'm on the 2024 Honda Goldwing Tour with DCT, and we added an accessory today. And today it's all about, right here, these are the upper air deflectors. So we're going to give you a feel and appreciation for what it's like to put those on. So if you're interested in that, please stick around. That's up next. Step number one is to fold in the mirror. And then we also want to apply some protective tape, like some painter's tape. There's a good spot right here just to protect that paint and that edge right there. Now we want to remove the arm panel right here. There's one hole. It takes a 5mm hex. I'm using a long reach hex tool. That way I keep all the tools away from the paint, and then I can just spin this out. There it is. So if you pull down on this just a little bit with your finger, and there's a little spot to grab. There's a top tab. There's this lower tab. And that's how that comes out. Here is the upper air deflector kit from Honda. We'll take a quick look at what's in here. Looks like we've got 3 packages. This is, I think, some hardware. This is the hardware kit. Those are the bracket assemblies. And here are the 2 the air deflector panels in here. We'll take a look here. Yeah. So there they are, the left and right sides. These are all the assemblies that get attached to the panels. And then lastly, this has got to be all the hardware. Oop. So a lot of this hardware was loose in there, but we got everything we need right there, along with the instructions. So there's a couple holes we have to drill now, and I think you're going to be able to see right here. There's a little circle, and also right here there's a little circle that Honda puts in there, and we have to drill those out to 18mm. Honda does provide some centering marks on these couple of holes, and I used a scratch owl like this to go ahead and just make those a little more prominent, so that when I start, I'm going to use a very small drill bit to start, and then we'll get a step drill to go ahead and drill that out to the appropriate size. So I'm drilling out the holes now with a step drill. And it looks like the best way to do that might be from this side, because I don't have enough clearance here. So let's move over here. So that works pretty well. I can highly recommend that. And a shout out also to Cruiseman, who gave a bonus tip about drilling out these holes using a step drill. And here's the left side cover with the 2 holes drilled using the step drill. I think that turned out pretty good. All right, a little bit about the assembly of this particular bracket. They call that bracket B. Yeah, that's called bracket B. This is called bracket A. And so when you attach this to the plexiglass, what you do is from this side, you use the short 5mm bolt, you put a plastic washer, you insert it through, then you put a rubber washer between this bracket and the plexi, and then you use the special nut. And so that's the sequence of how that works. Okay, in this next step, what you're doing now is you're taking this assembly, this bracket A, and as you can see how this fits together, what you want to do is you want to align these grooves. Okay, so there's some grooves that run this way, grooves run this way, and you want to align those, because what you're going to do is you're going to drop in this particular piece right here, and it has grooves on it. So you want to drop this in this way. And then this is the tricky part. When I did the first one, I noticed it was tough to get in there. So just a little bit of lubrication, and then getting this started by hand, and then holding this upright, using a punch like this with a flat end, and then a little rubber mallet to tap that in ever so slightly. And it does seat and it drops below the surface. And then you can put the little cap on top. Here's a finished one. The little cap fits on there. And then also a pin. There's the pin that drops through the bottom with a little E-clip. So that's how that works. So as you're putting that damper in through those slots and aligning that, here's the tools that I was using. Again, just to show you, this is a punch, a flat punch. And then you're basically balancing this on the table. Use a nice soft rug, and then just kind of hold that with your hand, and then just a little tap like that, and that seats it all the way down. I hope that tip is helpful for you. All right, we've just refitted this lower arm panel, and we're using my 5mm here to just give that a snug. We're all set there. All right, we are ready to install the mirrors onto the bike. And what we're going to end up doing is we drop in these collars on the tops, 2 for each side. And then we've got these supplied screws that go up into the collar. And then there is a pre-manufactured receiving thread in the mirror housing, and that screws into there. And I guess these fit in there kind of loose. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use just a little bit of silicone grease just to kind of hold those in place as I fit those up into the area. All right, we've got the wind deflector, we've got the collars, siliconed just with a little dab to hold those in place. And let's see if we can get this started. We'll start with the front one. It's a little easier to access. Right there. So here's the finished air deflector on the left side, and it turned out pretty nice. And you just want to take your time, of course, getting those mounting screws in there, with those collars. Just be patient, get them started. Use a long handled 5mm and you're all set. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Mark's Garage and learning a little bit about the Honda genuine part upper air deflectors. Looking forward to using those as the weather gets either cooler or rainy. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you can, give this video a like if you like this content. And until next time, take care.